Phenomenal. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another commercial real estate broker training, tactical broker training, where we believe most commercial real estate brokers and realtors, they struggle with clarifying the latest, role plays, the latest information on negotiations, underwriting, and essentially just getting to a place where they can practice their skills in live deals and be able to level up their game. You're going to be in basketball or baseball or golf. In fact, I was at the PGA Tour golf center yesterday. I was practicing my swing, getting fitted. This guy was telling me all the little tips and little movements. This is part of what we do here. We do it for 30 minutes every single Monday, 1:30 Eastern time, 11:30 Pacific. Or is that right? Yeah.
10:30.
10:30 Pacific. Yeah. So if you want to join us, check us out. For those who don't know me, my name is Brett Swartz. I'm founder of Capital Gains Tax Solutions, and I'm also with eXp Commercial, the eXp Mastery Group with multifamily investments. And I'm joined by a few of my team members and those that are just interested in wanting to grow the commercial real estate residential real estate brokerage world. We have the Brent Silverbauer, multifamily expert in Northern California. Brent, how you doing, brother?
Doing great. Thanks.
Great. All right, we're going to dive right into the topic today. And in fact, I was at the Best Ever Real Estate Conference in Salt Lake City with Pierce York actually last week, where we met with some of the best commercial real estate, so mostly multifamily operators across the country. Joe Fairless's, the Don Winners, the Dan Hanfords, and so many more, where they shared what's going on with the marketplace and the shift of what's happening. And so some of the questions that we're going to be talking about have to do with what's happening right now in the marketplace. And so I'm going to start with the first one, Brent. I'm going to imagine I'm on a cold call and I'm calling you. So I'm going to do an interest generator. I'm going to try to close for the meeting. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, ring, ring.
Hello.
Brent.
Yes. Who's this?
Hey, this is Brett Swartz. I'm founder of Capital Gains Tax Solutions, multifamily broker, Northern California. And I'm just giving you a quick call. And the reason is I just got back from an amazing conference meeting with some of the best commercial real estate operators across the country. And one of the number one concerns in regards to real estate was the adjustable rate mortgages that are happening. And your property on 123 Main Street, I know you bought it a few years ago. And I'm just curious, how are you doing in regards to planning out your adjustable rate mortgage?
Yeah, well, it's something that to me is a ticking time bomb. I have 18 months before my rate adjusts to probably what may be 7% from 3.2%. And it has me somewhat concerned. I'm really hoping rates drop, before that time.
So it sounds like you have 18 months before something serious happens here.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little queasy over it.
Queasy?
Yeah, just a little sick to the stomach.
It's serious, and it's serious because there's a lot of turmoil going on. I don't know if you saw over the weekend too that bank, the SVB bank, was taken back, and there's a lot of uncertainty even right now as we speak. I heard First Republic is another bank. I mean, given the uncertainty of what's going on even in the banking industry, what is your plan to protect your wealth and your asset?
I don't know. I'm waiting to see how this plays out. Usually things aren't nearly as good or as bad as you first think they are. And so I'm just going to give it some time and see how it plays out.
It sounds like you're going to give it some time. You want to know how it plays out?
Yeah, exactly.
In the meantime, I think it might be a great reason for us to sit down and go through it. We offer no-cost consultations with our multifamily clients and potential clients like yourself. You get a feel for the sales comps, the rent comps, what's going on in the marketplace, so that if you want to take action, you have a clear plan. Would that be something you'd be interested in?
Well, I don't really want to sell anytime soon, but I don't know. I guess it wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, it sounds like you're not ready to sell anytime soon, but that it wouldn't hurt to have some clarity on drilling down and spending some time to go through that.
Yeah, and I don't want to waste your time either. I have some friends who are brokers and stuff, and so I know you're a broker and things like that. I just I have some relationships with some people, so that I consider them friends, I guess.
Yep, never a waste of time, and I have those friends as well. And yeah, let's sit down and see where it goes. I think the key would be focusing on the outcome, what you're trying to achieve, and then finding a team to help you get there. And sometimes that means being your meeting with your own group, but sometimes it means looking at some alternative strategies and some different ways to have a better outcome. So let's just go through that though. Let's sit down and let's just kind of see where you're at. I'll be in the area on Tuesday at noon or 2. Does any of those times work for you?
Yeah, actually, noon is good. You want to do lunch somewhere?
Perfect. I'll see you there. Okay. So then get off the phone. All right, Pierce, what did you learn from that conversation?
Um, Goal is to get the meeting first and foremost. I really like how you were bringing in current events, and digging for pain points, finding out, hey, what's going to happen when you're going to, when those rates adjust, right? I'm bringing in the fact that we just got back from a conference where literally some of the best in the world, are talking about these are concerns that they have. And we know if they have concerns, these mom and pops, or maybe we're not calling just mom and pops, maybe we are calling some bigger people, but guaranteed they're probably have similar concerns, or at least they're thinking about doing something. There's a lot of
good, Pierce. Brent, what else did you take from that call?
You didn't really play around with the objection too much. You didn't try and overcome it. I mean, you just kind of slid past it, very quickly and smoothly, which is good. It's like a little crossover,
Yeah, just a little pivot, right? Yeah, exactly. Because that's not the time to overcome the objection, right? And by the way, I don't know if I want to work with him either until I sit down and meet with him. I might or might not, right? But I do want to sit down with him and have the conversation at least, right? As a professional, have a focused period of time where they're dedicated to strategizing and looking out for the future, even though they're not looking to sell immediately, right? We're going to analyze and talk and strategize and just have a conversation, right, in that meeting. By the way, also, you had 2 interest generators. Did you catch the second one?
What, interest rates? And SVB Bank, Silicon Valley Bank.
Exactly. Right. There's a lot of emotion behind this right now. I mean, we're doing right now, even today, there's a lot of stuff going on with all this in the background.
Tons.
So it's the uncertainty, right? And so part of what we're trying to do with labels is do what, Brent? What are we trying to do with labels?
Label the emotion.
Label the emotion, right? And uncertainty, we want to provide clarity, right? Confusion, we want to provide not only clarity, but more so creativity, right? If people are confused about what to do or where to invest or how to do it, we want to provide some creative solutions. If they're, fearful or uncertain, we want to also provide some clarity and some confidence, right? So those are the things we want to provide. So these are all good words to say, hey, we could sit down for an hour. I'm confident at the end of that hour, we're going to have more clarity. You're going to have more confidence. And you're going to have some creative ways to potentially make moves here in the next 12 to 18 months or even sooner, depending on what we find out with your property. But given what I'm seeing right now with current owners who have adjustable rate mortgages with the market's shifting and have a lot of their capital gains and a lot of their equity tied into just a couple properties, and have some debt that perhaps they want to get out of, now is the perfect time to make sure that you're strategizing, you have a good plan in place. Pause for a second, let that kind of sink in. How does Tuesday or Wednesday work for you to meet? 1 hour, I'll come meet with you. Okay.
Sounds great. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. All right. So that's the first meeting, right? That's the first call. And now we're on the meeting. And the meeting, we're going to be doing what? We're going to be building rapport, right, Brent? What else are we going to be
doing? Seeing if there's a need for a proposal.
And yeah, see if there's a need for a proposal. And what's the question we're going to ask to see if there's actually a kind of a serious need for a proposal or a serious motivation for a proposal?
Assuming we can agree on price and terms to your satisfaction, is there any reason that you wouldn't allow me to exclusively list the property?
Yeah, that might be the transition, but there might be one even before that. Pierce, do you remember what it was before? And sometimes you can go straight to that, Brent. Not to say that you can't, but what might be the one before to even gauge if a proposal is warranted?
On a scale from 1 to 10, like how serious are you about this?
There you go. About what, Pierce? What things might they be, serious about what?
Yeah, serious about, I mean, if I'm in a conversation with somebody, I would probably use whatever their pain points are, like, and trying to solution, how serious are you about figuring out a solution for this adjustable rate? How serious are you about diversifying out of these big banks? How serious are you about maybe getting a little bit more liquid and increasing cash flow, right? All those.
You nailed it. So those are all just the financial things, some concerns too. Brent, what else, what you might ask on a scale of 1 to 10, how serious are you about what could be some personal reasons why they might sell?
On a scale from 1 to 10, how serious are you about having dry powder for an upcoming potential opportunity? How serious are you about diversifying your funds and being like Pierre said, being more liquid, about planning for your inheritance for your kids and having something that they don't have to deal with toilets, termites, and trash, because none of them want that, if you didn't know.
Perfect. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how much time and energy are you spending and stressing about your property right now?
Yeah.
And when you first got into this, is it what you thought it would be right now?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And financially, looks like you've done very well, but I only ask that because I have some clients that financially, they're financially free, but their time, energy, and stress is tied into this property, to this loan, to this rent control, and to this declining student population within Chico, with the floods, with the fires, with increasing insurance, with all of these challenges that are going on. On a scale of 1 to 10, how serious are you about getting out of those challenges, getting away from that stress? Okay. And that's going to gauge whether or not you're going to spend time and energy on a proposal. Because it's just as important to say no, right? That it is, because you can go help. You can say enough no's. You can really open yourself up to say yes to the people, because not everyone's in the same timing of transacting, right? And that's okay, right? And you don't want to move someone faster than they want to move. You want to come alongside of them and help them, move at the pace that they want to move. Sometimes that might take a little more urgency given what's going on, but that's part of why you inform and educate. And so, Brent, I'm an 8, I'm a 9. I'm concerned. Now, what do you say?
Okay, you're a 9. It sounds like you're pretty serious. On a scale from 1 to 9, that's on the thing of on the side of you are very motivated to accomplish these goals. Now, let's just say if I sit down and do a proposal, assuming that we could agree on price and terms to your satisfaction, assuming that we could show you where to go in a different asset class, and assuming we could take care of all the capital gains and everything along the way, is there any reason that you wouldn't use me to exclusively list the property?
Perfect. Okay, so Pierce, what did he just do right there? He did a great job. Good job, Brent. So Pierce, what did he do there? What do you call that?
He qualified, and then he did like a soft close.
Excellent. He qualified, and then he did soft close, right? So, so he labeled it right. It sounds like you're serious in emotion, right? About selling or potentially selling or alleviating some of these concerns. And by the way, you might want to pause there, Brent, and let me say, yeah, that's right. Right. When you label a good label, give them a chance to digest that. Say that's right. Even though I kind of already said it before, do it again. And if you're not sure that, if you feel like it's coming too fast or too easy, then maybe do it 3 times. 3 times creates an emotional moment. Or I say, so it seems like you're concerned about A, B, and C. I am. And on a scale 1 to 10, you're pretty serious about that? I am. So it feels like this could be a major change for you, right? If these things happen. Yeah, that's right. And then in summary, if the interest rate were to go from, 3.5%, 4% right now to an adjustable 6.5%, it looks like your cash flow could be in real jeopardy, and that would be catastrophic. That's right. I've done it 3 times, right? 3 times. Now, keep moving. Okay. With that being said, what I'd like to propose to you is to do a full detailed analysis, pricing and financial analysis. And doesn't necessarily mean you're going to sell, but what it will do is kind of do an x-ray of overall where you're at, where the rents are, where the sales comps are. Talk with your lender, talk with other lenders. Basically do a detailed overview of your goals, your challenges, your property. And I'm going to try to connect some opportunities and some solutions for some of those. One of them would potentially be selling. One of them could be refinance. One of them could be, pay down the debt. And one of them could be potential deferral strategies for deferring capital gains taxes. that's going to be about a week and a half to put this together. We're going to put a lot of effort and time and energy into this. But assuming I come back with a proposal to your satisfaction and you actually do decide to sell, you feel that's the best solution for these options, is there any reason why you wouldn't allow me to exclusively list the property and help you sell the property to meet your goals?
Am I?
Sure.
Not that I can. Well, you know what? I do have a friend. I have a friend who sold me the property, who is a broker. He checks in with me every quarter, and he's done a lot of these for me too on occasion. So there is another person who may be in the running.
So it sounds like you have a previous relationship who's a friend, a broker who brought you the deal, found you the deal, and you'd want to be able to speak with that person and look at potential property.
I mean, he got me into some bad deals, but I still consider him a friend.
So it sounds like he's gotten into a few tough deals or bad deals, but you still have that loyalty and you still consider him as a friend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, we do like wine and cheese every now and then.
Excellent. Wine and cheese is good. What kind of wine? What kind of wine do you guys
oh, just life is a Cabernet. You know what I'm saying? So
okay, excellent. That's what we do. No, yeah. By the way, I appreciate that. I appreciate the loyalty and the thoughtfulness for a friend. Assume we can agree on price and terms, and we can find a way to work with your friend, right?
You want to work with
that makes you feel really great about your loyalty and your connection with him. But really also focus on the outcome for what you're trying to achieve, because sometimes, Brent, the people that are brought us to where we're at aren't the same people to take us to where we want to go.
Yeah. How would you work with my friend? I'm just curious.
Yeah, there's a couple ideas. We're very cooperative brokers, meaning we work with all brokers from all offices. Some offices, Brent, they actually have their listings just in the internal office. They don't even release it to LoopNet for 45 days.
Yeah.
That? Like, you have an opportunity to put it out to the whole world with the internet, right? Especially with LoopNet, which all the active buyers and brokers are on. Yet they just keep it in house, and that doesn't necessarily serve you to your best opportunity to get as many buyers to look at it and to get as many offers to drive up the price. And so part of what we do is we cooperate, and by that we really mean we cooperate, and that we invite them in to be a part of the deal to bring their buyers. And we invite them into open houses. We invite them in to do even tours just for themselves with them. We do everything we can to make it as advantageous for them to help sell the property. We do email blasts that they can use as templates. We literally have, we do a lot of video marketing, right? And we'll do video marketing with these agents and highlight them as well. Not a lot of brokers are really keen on the YouTube and Google and all the social media with marketing. And so essentially we're growing really fast with our brokerage. And so we bring them in. We don't look at it as a competition, although we're very competitive. We actually look at it as a collaboration. And so we do it in a number of ways. And of course, we also we'll split our fee, right? They bring the buyer, great. They earn that commission. We're happy to do that. Those are just a few of the reasons, or a few of the ways we would collaborate and bring them in. But again, assuming I can come back with the proposal in detail and show you that, plus show you how we can achieve the outcome you're trying to achieve and all of your concerns. Is there any other reason why you wouldn't allow me to exclusively list the property for you?
No, if you could show me how to do that.
Excellent. I'll be back on Wednesday in a week and a half. And in the meantime, I need your, income and expenses statements for the last 2 years, current rent roll, current promise or current note with the bank, so I can look at that. Especially if it's an adjustable rate, we want to know all of those little details. But more than that, we want to know if it's assumable as well. So let's look at that. Pierce, any thoughts or questions on that?
Sorry, I had to take care of a little thing with a little 3-year-old. But the only thing that I want to know after that is, no, as far as that's concerned, that's all good. I have other questions though.
Okay, good. Okay, Brent, any follow up on that?
No. I guess I could have kept going with the how exactly are you going to partner with my friend the agent? But I'll let you off the hook because I think it is the partnering is you overcame that right there. as opposed to wait, I could show you how to do that at the meeting. You overcame, which is nice for me because at this point, I'd like to know how to overcome that. I'm just personally coming up against friends in multiple, like 3 large deals.
Yeah.
I mean, probably totaling over, probably close to 30 million,
Yeah.
And it's the friend. It's like, yeah, you're better. Yeah, you're the best. Yeah, you're the greatest, but there's a friend.
Right. And so in fact, we were just on I was just on a coaching call before this, and he talked about shifting to outcomes, right? Really focusing on the outcome. And I think that's so important that you might have some friends that have helped you to get where you're at. But if you're trying to go somewhere else, what is the true outcome and who's the best team to help you achieve that? And these deals are, once in a lifetime, once every 5 or 10 years. And the larger they get, the higher the stakes and the more capital gains taxes that are going higher, looks like, potentially if Biden gets his way there, up to, 40% interest rates that are in inflation and a lot of different challenges that are out there. And so I appreciate and respect and find that very, very a high amount of integrity to be close to your friends. But at the same time, to be a good steward with your wealth also means to choose the best team to help you to go where you're really trying to go. And not all teams and all our groups are equal when it comes to different solutions and outcomes. And with your permission and respectfully, I'd like to come back with a proposal. And again, to your satisfaction, right? On all of these things I'm talking about, assuming that I could show you that and prove that to you, is there any other reason why you wouldn't allow me to exclusively list a property and go to work for you to help you achieve your goals? So I think it's about showing that A, you care, B, you've heard them, right? It sounds like, it seems like, it feels like you're a very loyal, caring person who wants to be, connected with your friend. Now let's fast forward. You're actually in the meeting, and they're like, "Okay, Brett, so you're going to work with them, you're collaborate. That's great. What else?" Look, respectfully, this is on every single deal. To be honest, we compete no matter what with a family member, a friend, a nephew, a niece, whatever, an uncle, an aunt. We literally compete in every single deal. And honestly, it's part of the business. And we also compete with other competitors. And I'm happy to also make that call to them, and just let them know that we sat down and we went through all of the different scenarios for selling. And respectfully, Brent decided to choose me, and I won the listing agreement, won the listing, but I want to work with you as well for any buyers that you have, and happy to split the commission with you and work with you collaboratively, bring your buyers to the table, and also let them know the reasons why you chose me, right? And it had to do with digital marketing and expertise with Google Ads and expertise with capital gains tax solutions besides just the 1031 exchange, and really coming alongside of them in a different way. To be honest, Mr. Sell, the reason you're meeting with me is, partly because they haven't solved the challenges you're trying to solve. That's what it feels and seems like, but I could be off on that. But I believe that's why you're actually meeting with me. And so let's find a way to work with them. I'm happy to make that call. Would you like me to make that call to them after the listing agreement is signed?
Well, I would feel like cheating on my, wife and then calling, whatever, somebody and telling them, "Hey, sorry," or, that's how I feel. I feel like I would have to be the one to make that call. It would just it'd be hard for them to hear that coming from you, the competitor.
I respect that, and that makes sense. And it's actually easier if you make that call because it is coming from you versus us making that call. But I think that's a decision you have to make. And I think the outcome is really what you should focus on, not and the team to get you to that outcome, right? Versus just the friendship and and they brought you somewhere, right? So again, if I've added enough value, if I've gone through the process with them, if I've asked the right questions, that should naturally be overcome, right? If my process, my proposal, my relationships, my contacts, my track record, my solutions to their problems, it should naturally overcome. Honestly, it should. So but that would be my best shot at that. I don't know what else to say on that one, Brent.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I think it's the best. That's the best to do it. It's just, figuring out when there's such a relationship there that you just let it go, or you spend a week and a half knowing there's a friend, and dive into it. I think that's that's almost like a decision for me to make.
I mean, and I guess the other question too is, You say there's a friend, like, you say, oh, great. Who's your friend? And they say it's so-and-so.
The guy who sold me the property.
Yeah. And so you know who that is, right? And then you might
Yeah.
even say, and you come back to the proposal and say, hey, respectfully, how many deals have they closed in the past 12 months? How many solutions have they provided beyond just the 1031? How are they preparing and doing proposals for you? Would you, and you might even do this prior to, right? Look, all I'm asking for, I'm not asking for a handout, I'm just asking for a fair shot. If you can compare our track records and our solutions and our way that we work with you on these proposals, that whoever wins the deal, right? So is there any other reason why you wouldn't allow me? Let me also pull up something else too. I have a little old school thing here. Let me see. I think I have a few ways. Your fee is too high. Oh, here it is. If I list with you, I will alienate my friend. Okay, tell me more. What are the consequences of alienating Ted, your friend? So, Brent, what are the consequences of alienating your friend?
Well, it's going to be awkward when we go play golf together this weekend. And, there's always been this underlying thing of, I give them their business. They're my agent, and I just don't want that awkwardness in my life. I like this guy.
So it sounds like you don't want the awkwardness in your life. You like the guy. You don't. You go play golf with him. You're going to be with him in the future. Is that a fair summary, or am I way off?
Yeah, and our wives are friends. I think they would feel betrayed. Our kids are friends with their kids. We play little league. These are long-term relationships that I'm going to see you in the future.
And I'm curious, what marketing tools can he or she access, and also what capital gains tax solutions can he or she access?
Well, that's why I would probably go with you for the capital gains, or the DST that you provided. I think makes sense, and there may be other people that do a DST, and but I want to stick to them with the brokerage side because they could get the job done. They've sold a lot of real estate. They've done a lot of things. So I think if I pair their brokerage with your DST, I think that would work.
So it sounds like your mind's made up. They have the marketing tools and the solutions to help you exit in a seamless way. And it didn't sound like there's any really concern that they could potentially mess any of that up along the way. There's really no concern there.
Well, I think they'd be good enough. I think it'd be good enough.
It sounds like you think they'd be good enough. I'm curious, have they ever done a deferred sales trust? Have they ever executed on that?
No, but how hard could it be though? I mean, don't you work with people who have never done a DST before?
Yeah, as a broker, absolutely. Yeah, we work with people and we help them from A to Z to close transactions. And we do it all the time, but we put people through training, certification, and we work with our escrow teams, communication with the lenders. From A to Z, we are doing that with people across the country. However, I've also seen the other side too, because we're doing these every single week, Brent. Along the side of, can we get it done? Is that a possibility that it all works out? I've also seen the ones when they fail because the agents don't know what they're doing, and the escrow doesn't know what they're doing, and all of a sudden, the risk goes back onto you. So, am I way off to say that you wouldn't be concerned with people who've never done a transaction before with a deferred sales trust, with the escrow and the brokerage, not messing something up that could cost you millions of dollars of tax?
Oh, you bring up a good point. You bring up a good point right there. But how hard could it be? Wouldn't you coach them through it? Wouldn't you hold their hand through it?
Yeah, there's only so much we can do to control when we're not in control, right? It's sort of like asking even if a doctor, if they're a good doctor, general practitioner, to do a knee surgery, right? They're not ACL. They're not in it every single day. They don't have the 10,000 hours of practice. They don't have the background or the team. They're just used to being a general practitioner. So for them to come in and try to do a knee surgery could put you at risk. Now, they could probably watch the surgeon do it for a while and give it a shot on you. But again, do you really want to be that person where it's a possibility that they might mess up and make a mistake?
No.
So if I can satisfy your concern about alienating Ted, is there any other concern that you would keep you from exclusively listing the property with me?
I don't know how I couldn't alienate Ted though. How could you satisfy that concern?
Well, I also know that broker. I also know Ted, and he seems like a very honorable, very good broker. But everyone needs competition to be at his or her best, I believe. And I'm going to do a proposal to provide you with a second opinion if you're really, focused on Ted there. But I'm convinced that you will see the value of what my company brings to the table and my team can do for you. But if at any point you don't agree, I will respect your decision and you will get the benefit of a professional analysis for free.
Okay. That sounds good.
Yeah. So I'm not trying to overcome the objection. I just actually want to get to the proposal. And
Yeah.
yes, you will put in 2 weeks of work. And yes, you'll put your time, energy, and effort, but at least you got to the plate to swing the bat. And at the end of the day, if you didn't provide enough clarity on the solution and why you are the best to help them, and they really think that Ted is still the guy, hey, that's all you can do. Then you're going to ask him after that, hey, what was it about my proposal that was off, or that wasn't really that compelling, or that wasn't really that, different from Ted? And they're going to let you know that, and then you can go back with that ammunition to go for the next one to make sure you're doing a good job. By the way, here's also some responses for the second listing appointment, right? How concerned are you that alienating Ted will hurt your ability to sell the building? So now we're in the second proposal meeting. I proposed it all. It's all very clear. That could be along the lines of, how concerned are you about alienating Ted or hurt your ability to defer your capital gains tax in a way that eliminates the need for the 1031 exchange?
Yeah. How concerned am I? I guess a 2 out of 10. I'm not super concerned because I think that you've done it a lot with other people. So, why not?
Yeah. And we have a number of strategic alliances that we work with. And that's part of why our sales and our cooperative way that we cooperate with brokers gives everyone a chance to work with us. So I'm still happy to work with Ted. But I think it seems like you're putting yourself in a compromised position, potentially, for not having the experts in each part of the field do it from start to finish. But maybe I'm way off. Am I way off, Brent?
Well, no, I just care about this guy, and I guess I am risking. You make a good point, risking not using an expert, but risk reward. I really don't want to lose him as a friend.
Look, if you want to keep your broker involved, here's my suggestion. We will give him our package first so he can assist us in selling the property. How about that?
So that he wouldn't be the listing agent, though.
Correct.
He might not get the deal. He might be upset about that. That's what I'm concerned about. But I mean, I guess it's okay.
Can I interject?
Yeah, go ahead, Pierce.
I think another approach is to kind of put it back on them. So, I mean, Brent, you're like, we're talking about, hey, can my friend just use, the DST and he lists the property? I think I would kind of come back with like, well, how am I supposed to do that?
And then I would say, well, don't you do that every day? Like every week? Don't you use agents across America,
Do that every day, Brent?
Well, because you said you close a DST every week. I guess I meant every week. Now,
So it sounds like you think it's really easy to do these deals, and it's really just like any other deal. And there's really not a lot of complications or challenges that could come up. Am I way off?
You make it seem like it's easy because you said you close a deal a week, and you use agents who had it for a first time, right?
So it sounds like you think we make it sound like it's easy because we do a deal a week and we use different agents all the time.
Correct. Yes.
So the reality is, it's not easy. In fact, I think the most challenging, complex, moving pieces, that kind of like in a Rubik's Cube. My daughter has a Rubik's Cube and she moves in, she gets all the colors on the same side. And I'm always amazed by it because I can't figure it out. And yet she can do that. And so our team of professionals that are experts, just a few of us that actually know how to do this in the entire country, I figured it out. But it's not without the blood, sweat, and tears and the expertise of the 10,000 hours that we put in to be at this part. And respectfully, it puts you and the deal and the buyer and the broker and us at a disadvantage when we're working with people who don't know what they're doing. In fact, Brent, what's your profession? What do you do full time?
I'm a doctor.
So you're a doctor, okay, and your specialty is what?
Brain surgeon.
Okay, you're a brain surgeon. Okay, so if you could imagine someone coming in for a surgery, a consultation, and they ask you, well, can't I just have my general practitioner come in and do this thing? And now I'm not implying that we do brain surgery. Yours seems a lot more complex to us, but we do something that's very, serious and has big stakes and is more complex than a general practitioner, right? Which is what most agents are at. So respectfully, I like to move forward with the proposal and list the property for you to help you achieve your outcome, unless I'm just completely missing what we're talking about here.
Okay. Well, let me think about it.
Okay. So fair enough.
This is what I'm coming up against. So I appreciate you doing this because I need you to feel this. And you have a notebook with a bunch of objections on it, seems like. Is that right?
It sounds like you want to know what my notebook is with lots of objections, don't you?
Yeah. Is there a digital version of that?
Probably talk offline.
Would it be ridiculous to have you send that to me?
So that being said, hey, everyone, if you want to get in touch with us, we want to invite you, yes, you, the commercial broker, the residential broker, the luxury agent who wants to level up their negotiation, their strategies, their tax deferral options for their clients. First, you should check out the book, Building a Capital Gains Tax Exit Plan. This is it, people. This is the final. I mean, there's a couple edits here, but then we're going live with this one. It's a nice book. It's going to teach you, coach you, inspire you how to help your clients exit in a capital gains tax efficient way that without having to use a 1031 exchange, although sometimes you want to use a 1031 exchange. Works for businesses, primary homes, cryptocurrency. Also, if you're a broker and you're considering joining a team, we would love the opportunity to interview you and you to interview us to see if you could be a good fit for eXp Mastery team. We'll be building it across the country. We want the top 5,000 to 10,000 agents who are in luxury real estate, commercial real estate, multifamily brokerage. So you can join the team and be a part of what we're growing here at eXp Commercial and eXp Residential. So go to expmastery.com and or go to capitalgainstaxsolution.com. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to connect with us. As well, you can connect with Brent by doing what? Brent, how can they find you?
BrentSellsChico.com.
And Pierce Shirk, where can they find you?
You can find me at kingofluxuryrealty.com or call me 916-878-0903.
And if anyone's going to be in New Orleans and next week, it'll be at the DLP Capital event. I think Pierce is also coming as well. We just got back from the Best Ever Conference, real estate conference. There'll be another commercial real estate conference, amazing New Orleans, learning about legacy wealth building. And I'll have a breakout session there as well. So if you want to join us, love to have you. It's coming up on March the 23rd to the 25th. And with that being said, see everyone next week. Bye, everybody.